The big hook of Wardogs is everything you do gives you cash. Like, everything that you do gives you cash. You die, you lose cash. You kill a teammate, you lose cash. Drop off a teammate from a helicopter, get cash. Reload a vehicle, get cash. Heal a teammate, get cash. Every single action in the game is incentivized through cash. Cash is the most important mechanic of the entire thing because cash buys you guns, buys you gear, gets you more expensive gear, better gear, stuff to win you fights. It's everything that you need to make the progression work in Wardogs. As a Battlefield fan, I have to bring in Battlefield into the conversation because the whole design philosophy of Battlefield's team play is to kind of trick you into working together by picking a role, picking your class. You got your gear and your equipment that helps out your teammates. You may or may not actually do that. Some people play quite selfishly. Some people are genuinely working pretty hard to help out others. But for the most part, Battlefield's whole ordeal is to really make you think that you're going to help somebody else. And some people intentionally do. But you want to know what helps people do stuff out of their own self-interest more than anything else in the entire world? Incentives. So the best incentive that Wardog has for you is every tiny thing you do, you get rewarded. And I really fuck with this idea. I don't know exactly how well it's going to work, but the idea that, oh, you need repairs, your wheel's fucking broken, I bet you if I go fix that, it's going to earn me $1,000 and an AK is like $500. This will be great. Oh, some guy's dead in the corner. If I revive a bunch of people, that's still worth my time. I'm going to be able to earn up some money, buy more gear. That'll be great. So it's a cool concept. I really like where it's going. It's a good choice to try and help make teamwork happen in a play space where, like, you know, teamwork really only happens in these tactical shooters and these FPSs just for the fun of the game, which is of its own reward in of itself. But for some people, that's not enough. Not as some major self-report for me, honestly. I play medic. I really like playing combat medic in these types of situations. It's been my go-to Battlefield class for essentially the entire time I've been a fan. I just really like to do it for some reason. The idea of me being the last guy into a gunfight, noticing everyone is dead, I clear the area, and then I get to go around and get everybody back up is a ton of fun to me. I am already going to be doing fairly useful things for my team. I was always planning on grabbing a pair of defibs and running around and dragging people into cover and getting them back up. That's just how I like to play these games. Where Wardogs really interests me is watching some team play scenarios go down and seeing people get rewarded for shit that in other games would just kind of give you 10 points and a slap on the ass and walk you out the door, and you would never really get anything that much more from it. Some guy is going to spend 30 minutes in a Wardog match, and he's going to fucking build an entire armada of equipment and gear and build this fortress up, and he's going to earn like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And he's never killed a single guy in the entire match. There's going to be somebody whose job has been transport pilots. This is super common in squad. Transport piloting is what these dudes specialized in. All they've done is just fucking pick up that joystick, get that collective in place, and they're flying back and forth, dropping dudes off all day long. But in this game, every single time somebody gets out of your helicopter safely, you're gonna get like $1,000 for it. That's awesome. And once again, as a Battlefield fan, transport helicopters are just there to get shot out of the fucking sky in Battlefield 6. So like, who cares if it touches down safely? I'm just going to wreck that fucking thing. But in this game, you need to get people into combat safely. And that fucking rocks. You're incentivized to do well at your job, not fucking fly into the ground in the first 5 seconds of a match. Wardogs is very smartly solving an issue in these FPS sandbox shooters that I don't think anybody's really thought about, but being good at the mundane shit can be incredibly fucking rewarding. And I'm noticing you, Wardogs. I'm seeing you do this stuff. That's smart. That's a really good move. And I'm super hopeful that this is going to be something that genuinely takes off in its own weird little niche, because I like that idea. That's one of the big things that has always appealed to me about Battlefield games since large team gameplay. The idea that I've got 32 people with me. All of those people on my team, they've got their own little role to do, and it benefits the army that's going on. And those weird little things that everybody's doing for one another, like throwing down medic bags, dragging a guy back into cover to revive him, throwing down ammo bags, getting recon intel above the scene, all of those little things add up to give your players and your friends an opportunity to fucking crush it, to get ahead of the enemy, because we're more organized. I'm reviving 9 people right now. All of those guys are getting another shot at throwing themselves back at you, and they might win those gunfights. That's satisfying to know that I'm helping all of these people. And it's going to be really fucking cool to play a shooter that rewards you significantly for doing the boring shit. Now, to bring in some of my squad gameplay expertise, squad's really fucking boring sometimes. Squad is really fucking boring because, look, you're not rewarded for like defending a flag in squad with your teammates, but there's on the off chance that the enemy team might send another squad your way, and look, if you're not defending that flag, you're screwed. So better safe than sorry. Coordinate with your guys. You're not on the front lines. You're taking a backseat defending another flag today, and that isn't very entertaining. But fucking Wardogs has solved that issue because, oh, I'm not going to fucking sit here and defend this flag for a little while. Who gives a fuck? I'm going to build up this base. I'm going to earn 10 grand in the process, and that 10 grand can go to other gear that I might use in another match. That's sick. They're solving the problem that FPS shooter games have had for so long of like, if I'm not shooting something, it's not fucking fun and rewarding. And in Wardogs, if I'm not shooting something, but if I'm actually doing something, I'm getting rewarded for my time. And that's something that not every shooter has figured out. Now, I want to bring in, of course, Battlefield 5. This system was kind of in place way back when, but it just didn't carry forward into 2042, and it never carried forward into Battlefield 6 of squad reinforcements. So squad reinforcements were kind of Battlefield's answer of like squad-wide score streaks from the Black Ops series of Call of Duty. Anything that your squad did went into a score pool of points. From that squad pool of points, you had a couple of call-ins that you could go and choose from. On that massive wheel of settings, there are things like new vehicles to drop down, artillery strikes, smoke artillery strikes, giant V1 rockets that you can just drop on the enemy team for major kill streaks. Useful things that you would want to do that will give you an edge and potentially push back the enemy or help resupply your forces. Being rewarded for doing the weird mundane shit that you gotta do in a sandbox shooter that sometimes are entertaining to some people, but not really entertaining to everybody. The idea has been there in the past of let's reward people for doing just anything in the game that helps out. But Battlefield didn't keep that going. Battlefield kind of lost the identity of that idea, and they kept it in the past, when in reality, V1 rockets were some of the most cinematic things I've ever seen in a video game, so big mistake not to bring that back in some way. But other than that, rewarding players for their efforts as a squad and having it be part of one big thing, I think that's a good idea. And that's where Wardogs is sitting here now. And they've just done that across the board with everything. I guess the big thing I'm trying to stress here is Wardogs gameplay for all kinds of stuff is active and Battlefield's gameplay is passive. Wardogs is actively incentivizing you to help out your team, where Battlefield and other shooters are just kind of passively going, it would be really good if you helped everyone out, but like you don't have to if you don't want to. And Wardogs is saying, I will make it worth your time to be useful. So Wardogs is shaping up to be pretty interesting. I'm actually really excited about the game. I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for what I thought they were going. The first time that I heard about Wardogs, I kind of just brushed it off and thought, oh, that could be kind of cool, but I don't know if that's my cup of tea. And then I watched a helicopter drop off some people in a gameplay trailer, and every time somebody got out of his thing safely, the pilot earned like mountains of cash. Instantly, by watching that, my brain went, holy shit. You guys just solved a problem that I've been complaining about for years of like, how do you trick teammates to work with each other and to like actually work with each other? And you did it in one small concept of just paying them out. And that's pretty genius. So I'm pumped for Wardogs. Are you excited for Wardogs? What kind of gameplay do you think you're going to try out when you come into the game? Are you going to do anything mundane? Or are you just going to throw yourself at the front line over and over and over? I'm going to play a combat medic. I'm going to gear the fuck out of myself. I'm going to try and save as many random lives as I can. If you're off in the random corner, I swear to God, I'm going to drown you in smoke grenades and I will run. I will make my way to you. I will find out how. That is just the gameplay that excites me. I like earning those purple hearts. It's just, you're dead in the middle of a field and no one even knows how the fuck fuck you got there, but I swear to God, I'm going to get you back up. That's entertaining to me, so that's what I'll be doing. Wardogs has the opportunity to give you all kinds of crazy little things that are probably going to be incredibly rewarding when you figure out what the fuck is going on. That thought occurred to me, and I really thought, you know what, that's something I need to talk about, because who else is solving that problem? I guess it's Wardogs. Wardogs is solving that problem. So, see ya.